Hey everybody, how is it going this Friday? In this video, I want to do an update on XELA Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol XELA. The chart is getting pretty choppy, and I made a trade in it today, so I want to go over that and give you my thoughts on what could be coming next. And then after that, I want to get into oil stocks again. These stocks have been pulling back again today, and some of them are getting close to some pretty attractive levels. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have been trading and investing for over 20 years, and in each video I will show you trades that I see setting up right now. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, if you would like to support the channel and become part of our Patreon community and see what we are buying and selling in real time for a measly $10 a month, that link is in the description. Alrighty, let's get into this chart of XELA Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol XELA. But before I get started, as always, if you could do me a small favor and like the smash button for me and help me out with the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate that. But please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All of this is just my opinion. Please make all of your own trading decisions. So right here we have the daily chart of XELA Technologies, and I actually sold out the rest of my position today, and I'm going to get into why I did that. But I know if you look at this chart on the daily chart, I always say stay in the trend when it's above that white line, this 8-period exponential moving average, because that tells you that the trend is up, or at least it's continuing to be up. But because of what transpired yesterday, I'm thinking there's probably going to be some more downside coming. I might re-enter this stock in, next week, or maybe even further if it shows me that it's being accumulated some more. Now, I know everybody's talking about with this stock, you know, we got all kinds of things going on. You got short squeezes and gamma squeezes and butt squeezes, whatever it is. I don't get involved in any of that when I'm short-term trading these, these stocks that are just booming up and under accumulation. I try to play the swings on them because, when I'm playing these short-term swings, I can't get caught up in all of the rumors. I'm not saying that's wrong. If one of these big squeezes does happen, this thing explodes up to $10. Yeah, I mean, it's going to suck to miss out on that, and I'm going to be happy for everybody who's holding, but that's just not my style of trading these lower price, high momentum stocks. And I'm not saying I'm right and anybody else is wrong. I'm just trying to explain to you where I'm coming from. I'm not trying to throw any shade on this stock for being completely out of it. But let's get to the 15-minute chart, and I'll show you why I got out of it. In my last video that I did on XELA, I talked about how it was making this triangle pattern right here, and I wanted to see how it resolved. Usually it resolves to the upside, but if it does resolve to the downside, I like to get out once it bounces up and hits this trend line, because usually when this happens, one of these triangle-type consolidation patterns resolve to the downside, you'll usually see some more follow-through. So I think I'm going to get a better opportunity to get in. I'm already having a better opportunity to get in right now, but I'm thinking that we're probably going to get a little bit more downward movement in the short term. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for, and if we do get some more downward movement and it starts to make one of those bullish, rounding bottom formations, or another bullish type of formation, it might make a bullish, descending wedge or something like that, which is showing me that there could be, a break to the upside. Then I might re-enter, and this stock could definitely do that. There's tons of volume coming into this stock, so this could be just a short-term breather. I'm going to wait to see how, the chart kind of plays out before I make a decision on getting in or, just walking away from the stock completely. So, I just want to see how the volume and the patterns shape out. But any of you guys that are still in this, if this thing does get a huge explosion, I'll be rooting you guys on. And if you guys know anything else about this stock that I am missing as far as the rumor mill, leave it down there in the comment section for me, because I really enjoy watching this stock, and I'd like to know anything about it that you guys might have heard. But let me go back to the daily chart real quick. And like I said, this stock is above that 8-period exponential moving average. We are getting that hook in the MACD, so it's starting to hook down. Once you get that hook down, there is a strong possibility that there could be a bunch of follow-through to the downside. That could happen this time. There might not be. There's a lot of volume coming into this. Actually, let me show the volume real quick. Been so much volume just pouring into the stock. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if this thing carves out a bottom today or maybe early next week and then just explodes to a new high. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. But I just wanted to update this position and show you guys that I did get out of it and show you why I got out of it. And maybe you guys were seeing the same things on the chart. If you were, let me know that down in the comments section as well. But let's get into some of the other stocks I want to show you. All right, well, before I get into some of those other videos, I do want to take a moment and give a shout out to my buddy Thomas, who commented on one of my videos, told me about WORX Corporation, and I did end up trading that yesterday for a small day trade. It wasn't a huge trade, but I don't know, about the way things have been going these last couple of weeks, it seems like it's been pretty tough to be making money in the market. I don't know about you guys, but it just seems like pretty much everything is going down. I mean, you know, unless you're in big tech right now, I mean, that's about the only thing that has continued to trend up. Some of these lower price stocks and a lot of other sectors have been trending down. So if you're having a rough couple of weeks or so, it should turn around soon. Usually when you get to that point where you're ready to throw all your stocks out the window because they've been going down for, you know, a week or two or three in a row, that's usually when they end up turning around. So, and I feel that way about some of my stocks. So, a turnaround hopefully should be right around the corner. But anyway, I day traded this one when it came down to the 8-period exponential moving average yesterday. Had a huge move up to almost $5 a share, pulled all the way back to $2.30 is where I got it. Now, I got out at the end of the day at about $2.43 or so. So I might have made like maybe a little over $100. I know it's not a big gain, but I appreciate it nonetheless, Thomas. And I guess if I would have held on today and got out near the highs, who knows, I might have made $200, you know, yippee skip. But I still appreciate the heads up and the way the week has been going. I'll take any gain any way I can get it. But let me go to the minute chart and just show that real quick. You know, this thing came all the way down. I got in at 230, I believe. Maybe it was 225. No, I think it was 230. Anyway, went just a little bit below it, then it rebounded and it kind of went sideways, and I got out at the end of the day. I didn't want to hold it overnight. If I would have held it overnight, I could have got out just a little bit higher. But, you know, with these lower price stocks, I usually take a smaller position than normal just because there's more risk involved. You know, the movement results in, you know, bigger percentage gains. So I compensate that by taking a smaller position and a little bit less risk. Unfortunately, when the stock only goes up just this much, you don't make a whole lot of money. But oh well, I'll take the gain and I will live to fight another day and look for another opportunity. But let's get into the oil market real quick, because this is one I really want to talk about. Let's start with the USO, which is the oil ETF. We can see the oil ETF is still doing quite well. I thought we were going to get a little bit more of a rollover, but it looks like we are getting a rollover in some of the stocks. And if the USO ends up rolling over, which I think it could, it's due for a pullback, so it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we get a decent sized pullback from here. I think some of these oil stocks could really get hit hard, and I've been doing a lot of research the last few days on the oil sector, mainly because it was brought to my attention by my friend Joe in the Patreon. He has been all over this oil and energy market. He's done a lot better in it than I have, and he showed me a video, and I started looking into some other things, and the more I look into it, the more I like it. It looks like we're going to have a supply problem potentially coming up in the next few weeks or months. Actually, the last video that I saw on it, I'll link that down in the description if you guys want to see more. But it looks like, you know, there just could be a big supply problem. So this run up in oil and in some of the energy stocks, this could be just the beginning, and oil stocks are pulling back right now. So this might be, I hate to say that it could be the last chance to get in, because I don't want to, you know, create that kind of urgency, but this could be a fantastic buying opportunity in some of these oil stocks, especially if the USO ends up pulling back to this 50-period simple moving average or even further. I mean, we got some support on the USO coming in just above 45, right around 46 or so. I think if the USO can pull back into there, some of these oil stocks are probably going to get hit even harder, because some of these oil stocks stocks have went up quite a bit off of the bottom, and people are going to start locking in some profit once they see it really starting to roll over. They're going to start worrying about all their profits going away, and once that subsides, that should be a fantastic buying opportunity. But let's take a look at some of the oil stocks right now, because you can see that the USO right here hasn't rolled over very much. But if you take a look at ExxonMobil, ExxonMobil is breaking down out of this ascending wedge formation. It's really resolving to the downside, and I expect it to find some support right here, right around 55-ish or so, and it's almost already there already. I would expect some support here, and definitely some support at the 200, because we got the support coming all the way over here on this side of the chart from January and February, so that could be a fantastic opportunity to buy ExxonMobil if you're looking to get into an oil stock. Let's take a look at Chevron. I'm going to look at the big boys first and then show you some lower price stocks. But Chevron's pulling right back into that support area really real nicely. So, man, just this one could present a fantastic buying opportunity in Chevron, especially if, if oil tends to roll over, or oil starts to roll over next week pretty hard. I mean, these things could shoot past this moving average. So we could really get some decent opportunities to buy some of these oil stocks. Next one is WTI. I actually own a little bit of this one. This one's coming back towards this long-term trend line that I've drawn on the chart, so I might end up adding some here. Definitely add some if it gets down to this 200 period simple moving average. I got an average cost of this one, I think, right around $2. So I still have a lot of room to the downside before it even comes close to getting towards my cost. But I would expect this one to keep going up, and I think I'm definitely going to add to it soon. Another one is Transocean. Ticker symbol RIG. This one is pulling back towards that 200 period simple moving average right around $3. And there's also some other support there. So I think RIG is one that's worth taking a look at. Definitely take a look at the balance sheets on these if you plan on holding them for the long term. Take a look at their financials to make sure it's something you're comfortable holding long term. Some of the financials on these stocks are not the best, but oil stocks were getting killed for a long time. And once the price of oil got really low, a lot of these companies learned to run their operations much more efficiently. That's one thing you have to look about with these companies, that a big part of their business is dependent on a certain commodity. If the commodity goes, like say, oil in this instance, if oil goes really cheap and they're not making nearly as much as they used to, they really start looking over their entire operation with a fine-tooth comb. And then once you get a rebound in that commodity, they're just that much more profitable. It was like when oil was really high and some of the transportation stocks like the airlines were getting absolutely crushed, they really learned how to run their operations more efficiently. And then when the price of oil went way down, some of those stocks were as profitable as they've ever been, because they learned to run their operations. But I think we're going to see that dynamic playing out with a lot of these oil stocks, especially if the price of oil gets close to triple digits, and I think that is definitely a possibility. But another one I want to show you is PDS. PDS is pulling back pretty hard, pretty strong chart right here, but this thing can get to around, I think, $28, $29, actually about $29 a share. That presents a pretty decent buying opportunity. There should be some decent support for PDS right there. And last one I want to show you is SD, which is Sandridge Energy Incorporated. This one is a pretty intriguing company. Take a look at this company if you are looking to buy one potentially for the long term. They got a pretty decent balance sheet. But this chart looks really good as well. I think if we can get a pullback to right around 4.25 or down to this 200 period simple moving average, that's a pretty big drop from here, but that looks like a pretty decent entry. And this one has, it's gone up under $1 a share back in April. So this thing is due for a decent pullback. And just because you get a big pullback in a stock like this, I mean, that's just people that are going to be ringing the register that have been accumulating right here, and it starts to roll over a little bit, and they want to ring the register a little bit, take some profits, and it's totally normal in long-term uptrends. You go look at some stocks that have long-term uptrends. You always have these big pullbacks, but if you are buying the big pullbacks in these stocks that are in uptrends, you usually get rewarded. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.